Jobs tier list by justmehabibi. We're gonna look at the jobs tier list. I have not worked many jobs. I've worked some smaller thingies like you know, putting some stuff into some like just carrying out stuff and like delivering some papers, like newspapers and shit. I did have an apprenticeship for a year, which I absolutely hated, but that was probably due to my boss being a piece of shit. Anyways, let's go!
Just put the fries in the bag, bro.
Where's my drink?
I ordered the 10-piece chicken nuggets.
God, what's
taking
Let me
so
guess,
long?
is the ice cream machine broken again?
Hurry up!
It's almost done. Jobs! You love them, you hate them. If you're a longtime fan of my channel, let's be honest, you probably don't have one. But you know what?
Real.
That's okay. Yeah, sure, to some people, having a job is a sign of hard work, education, wealth, basic fucking dignity, but for others, it's really not like that. The reality is, not all jobs are created equal. Some jobs are a lot shittier than others, and at times, it doesn't even matter how much they pay you. If you're thinking about getting a job, it's very important to weigh out the good and the bad, which is why today, I'm gonna rank them. Teachers.
Teachers, okay. I would rank that in B tier. That can be really good. That can be really good. But in some countries it pays shit. And when the students are shit, you are shit.
Responsible for single-handedly carrying the next generation of kids while being paid fucking nothing to do so. I know for a fact that anyone trying to become a teacher in 2024 is doing so strictly for the love of the game, because I don't know how the hell you even deal with all the bullshit that comes with the job nowadays. Imagine having to teach literally the most brain-rotted, ADHD generation of kids yapping about fucking
This will be me! This will be me! Chat, this will be me! This will be 100% me.
gooning and ditty parties how to read, do math, or pay attention in lectures longer than 30 fucking seconds. All for like 40 grand a year. The older I get, the more I understand why Walter White was like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna cook meth. Because no matter how passionate a teacher may be about teaching, the effort isn't rewarded at all. Like after already being worked like a dog throughout the school year, teachers have to literally spend the summer crafting an entire blueprint on what to do the next year, completely unpaid. I didn't even know that. I thought teachers got a nice summer break paid off, like, hey champ, you earned it, go buy yourself a nice Happy Meal.
Not really. Not really. You gotta absolutely. This is gonna be horrific. And I can tell you that studying for it is just as ass. Because they teach you nothing of value. The only course that I have this year that gives me anything, really, is the course for task-based things in English. That's the only thing that teaches me anything. You can grab academic writing and throw it into the trash bin because it's useless. You can take, what was it? Academic literacy, throw that away as well. You can grab my history courses and drown them. You can take the psychology course and drown it because it's not useful. Nothing is useful. It's not useful for teaching!
You'll see in 2 months, but no, that just doesn't happen because they're paid only for the school year, meaning that for the entire summer they are doing schoolwork for the next year while unemployed, which in today's economy means that most teachers have to work a second job during their summer break just to survive. I remember when I
don't have that here. Thankfully, in Germany we don't have that here.
was a kid, I used to see one of my teachers working at Home Depot during the summers. At the time, I was like, wow, he must be really passionate about home improvement. No, he's fucking broke! And they wonder why teachers are quitting in droves. I mean, shit, if I was a teacher, I would too, considering that ever since COVID, motherfuckers can't even read anymore, and students are disrespectful as shit. Kids are gonna be kids. I get that. But Jesus Christ, there's an actual incentive to be a menace in school now. From robbing school property or throwing hands with the teachers. It's getting brutal out there. What's the point of even trying to create a fun, engaging class environment when you're barely getting paid and the students are the ones bullying you? I completely understand why some teachers—
Accurate. Nah, I bully. I have a little bit of a foul mouth, so I bully the students. I've bullied the little guy so much. It just happens. But yeah, if you want to become a teacher, I'd recommend high school. I do not recommend middle school. And that's gonna be me, by the way. And I do also not recommend primary, because these little guys, they may look cute from the outside, but they're not cute. Like, I've told that story before, right? but there was the kid in class that was black, right? And another kid just called it, "You are an N-word." And I was like looking at it and I was like, "Oh no." And the little guy, the black little guy was like, "What is an N-word?" And the other one was like, "You are." Like, bro. I was like looking at this like, bro, yeah, nah, we're cooked. We're actually cooked.
Teachers would have mental breakdowns in the classroom because the shit they have to deal with is just ridiculous. But you might be like, Habibi, there's always gonna be kids that are disrespectful and angsty towards teachers when they're growing up. That's just how it is. And you're right, but at least back then, teachers could respond by beating the shit out of them, so this is enough. Now, if you work in fast food, chances are that you're either a young buck trying to get some work experience or a 45-year-old wondering where it all went wrong. Because let's be honest, nobody likes working in fast food. The pay is shit,
Yeah, nobody likes the pay is shit. You know what? If you work in fast food, at least the food should be free. Like, you should be needing to pay for food. Maybe that's actually in there, I don't know. But, yeah. At least let me eat! I swear, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good, stupid beast. Your body can't handle any more of the Monado. Don't go for high school. I can't. My degree will literally be fine for middle school. I can't even go primary school, even though I wanted to.
smells like shit, the customers suck, and your value as a worker literally boils down to nothing more than just putting the fries in the bag, bro. That's actually the very reason why customers feel empowered to treat you like shit. Because even though the job itself isn't very hard, fast food workers still gotta put up with so much bullshit mentally with these customers. You get absolutely no respect. Like some random 16-year-old will get berated over the price of food they can't even control. Or God forbid they make a mistake in an order. Sound the fucking alarms. I swear to God, bro, some of these freakouts, you think the employee ran over someone's dog, but no, it's all because some fat ass only got 7 Big Macs instead of 8. I mean, I guess the one positive in all that is that the more bullshit you put up with, the more numb to it you get. Dealing with these people for God knows how long will give you thicker skin. But again, nobody deserves being treated like this. I feel like the phrase, "the customer is always right," has given the green light to some of the biggest assholes to make an already miserable minimum wage job even more miserable. And these problems get even worse when you end up
Yeah. And let's be honest, a lot of these jobs will eventually be automated. That will eventually happen. Once people figure out how to use robots for it, these jobs are just gone. They're just annihilated, rebozo. That will just happen.
understaffed and have to somehow compensate for the massive fucking volume of customers during rush hour. But the one thing that can actually make this job tolerable for you are in fact your coworkers. If you happen to have chill coworkers, at the very least they can slide you some drugs to get you through your shift. So I'd say this is like a D. Also, fuck Burger King. Being a doctor is one of the most highly respected professions in the world. It requires an immense amount of schooling and expertise.
Yeah, but that could suck really hard. That could suck really hard. You know why it could suck really, really hard? Consider this, right? Consider this. What if you accidentally kill somebody? Like, even if I had the brain to do this, which I don't, I barely manage to do the stuff I do right now, because I have to learn like triple the amount of what everyone else does because I'm retarded. But I would, even if I had that level of intelligence, I would be so scared of accidentally killing somebody.
And as a result, patients trust you with their health and well-being. Sure, you spend a whole ass decade of your life studying, developing various mental disorders, and have a ton of fucking debt to show for it, but you know what? At least I get paid good. Now, the ranking of the doctor job is kind of difficult because obviously a pediatrician is going to have an easier day-to-day than like a brain surgeon, so you can't really compare the two equally. So instead, I'll focus only on the one type of doctor that I would personally pursue as a career. You see, if I was a doctor, I know for a fact that I would specialize in plastic surgery. The internet and reality TV has made people hate themselves.
The plastic surgery. But even that, you can accidentally kill somebody with like the BBL or something, so even that would be crazy. Bro, honestly, not worth it. Education loans, long working hours, death all around you. I can't, bro, never. I would never, nah, I would never do that. I agree.
So goddamn much that being a plastic surgeon in LA or Miami is like the fucking GTA Infinite money glitch. BBLs, boob jobs, nose jobs, hair transplants, whatever the fuck this gig is.
Not gonna lie, being a plastic surgeon in Korea might make you mad money.
Chad face trend is. Plastic surgery covers it all, okay? And be honest, it's not like people just get one surgery and call it a day. Chances are, if you think your nose is too big and you get it fixed, maybe all of a sudden you look in the mirror and your lips or your cheeks start bothering you as well. And you go in for another procedure, and another one, and another one. Oh, but this one fucked up, so now you gotta get another one to fix it. Oh, hey, can I die getting the surgery? Yeah, you can die getting the surgery. Don't care, I need a fatter ass. And it's just this constant cycle of hemorrhaging money over insecurities that as a doctor, I would love to contribute to. So I would say a plastic surgeon is not just one of the best doctor jobs, but one of the best jobs, period. They make a fuck ton of money, their customers hate themselves, and if you practice in LA, you're basically in the Mecca, so S tier. DoorDash drivers on paper have the easiest job in the world. Bro, you just bring the food from point A to point B. Anyone complaining about that aspect of the job seriously needs to shut the fuck up. But as far as the pay goes, it doesn't—
Yeah, the pay would probably is very ass. Let's not deny that. It is an easy job, but the pay is ass. The pay is must be for real ass. I don't want to be a plastic surgeon, but I kind of want to touch those gel implants. They seem so fascinating. I'll play with them all day long. Samek's just playing with those boob implants. I could see it. I could see it. I have an image in my mind now. I'll never forget that one.
get any worse than DoorDash. You get like $2 for every delivery you complete, which a lot of the time is people driving extremely long miles every day just to be paid in these fucking pesos. Sure, you can grind out a bunch of orders, but depending on the area you live in, the rate at which you can even get orders varies. You could be spending like half an hour waiting for an available order, until finally, by the grace of God, Jimmy from Cleveland, 30 miles away, needs a bagel for a whopping $3. You know, I saw a TikTok where a dude was flexing about how he made $500 in a single day of DoorDash. Wow, doesn't that sound great? Oh wait, hold on, after he spent 16 hours on the road. It shouldn't take a genius to realize that when you spend more and more hours driving, you also gotta factor in the cost of gas and car maintenance, all when you aren't making shit. Now of course, there's also the tip, which is paid by the customer and goes 100% to the dasher. But unfortunately, a shocking amount of people don't tip, or if they do, not much. Unless you do this as a side hustle and not full-time, DoorDash is an F. You gotta put all that energy into something better to make money.
Scamming! Well, straight to India we go! Did you want to? They never break in normal circumstances. Just have fun. Just have fun. I'm not judging. Have fun. We listen and we don't judge in this case.
Scamming is a high-risk, high-reward profession. If you can pull it off, you will make a lot of money. But if they catch you slipping, you're facing up to like 30 years in prison, bro. So if you are gonna scam, instead of filing a job application, at least try not to commit something like bank fraud, because you saw some dipshits doing it on TikTok. Stick to the low-level scams if you want to avoid prison time. But unfortunately, a lot of these low-level scams have indeed lost their aura. Because unless you're over the age of 65, scamming is not as simple as Steve Johnson calling from Microsoft or the free iPhone you—
Yeah, the free congratulations. You want a brand new iPhone 15 Max? We know these when we are on sketchy websites. We know these. Yeah, we know these.
just won on 1, 2, 3 movies. To anyone with any basic tech literacy, these scams are very obvious. You gotta dig deeper than that. Now, coming to you as a D-list YouTuber, it wasn't shocking to see my fellow creators shilling a bunch of crypto bullshit like cock token to their audiences. Many of these scams, funnily enough, came right after a pandemic that left a lot of people desperate and clinging to false hope. And with that in mind, that's exactly what you need to become an elite scammer. Personally, I think the most profitable scam that exploits desperation and false hope has gotta be catfishing. And the best part about it is that anyone can do it, it's a lot more low-key, and as long as you're not technically lying in your messages, I don't think it's a felony. Now, let me make it clear that I'm not endorsing any of these activities.
I do not condone this type of behavior. But I understand. Yeah, honestly, S tier. The reward, but the respect, yeah. S tier. Catfishing. Real.
The idea of pretending to be someone you're not solely to finesse people desperate for human connection out of money is evil. But at the same time, part of me has to respect the hustle. Like, really think about it. For around the same price of the latest NBA 2K game, you can start catfishing literally right now. I'm not exaggerating when I say this, but
Nah, I would not trust myself as as a woman. Nah, that would be too much. If you're a girl, you can do that. If you're a girl, you can do that. I can't.
But there's a non-zero chance that DMing enough lonely, chronically online degenerates with a single thigh pic and a Cash App link is the only thing standing between you and
I mean, wearing these socks and shaving your legs. If you have somewhat thin legs, that could work. That could work.
generational wealth. You'd be surprised how many people out there are willing to drain their fucking bank accounts over a person they just met online. This is a serious problem, and it is your responsibility to make it worse. S tier. Now, depending on what you charge and how many clients you have, you can make a good amount of money as a therapist. Unfortunately, a crucial part of this job is having to actually listen to your clients yapping about all their stupid fucking problems for an hour. Like, bro, can you...
That would actually be somewhat easy. Just get hired by BetterHelp. You don't even have to have a degree, right? You don't... If you go to BetterHelp, you don't even have to have a degree. You just scam people. And act like you're a therapist when you're not. Problem solved. Doug, desperate times call for desperate measures. Easy, S tier.
Keep it to yourself, god damn! Being a news reporter seems like a chill job. Yep, sure the pay is kinda ass, but hey, you get to be on TV, and all you gotta do is read a damn teleprompter. On most days, I would say this is like a C tier. On most days. You see, for every
You could, if you were a news reporter, right? You could exploit this though, because you could make your TV audience to a YouTube channel. So you could do both. And if you look good, you could exploit this even more. Bro, I can be their therapist. I can listen to them yap. You'll probably yap to them, and they'll be your therapist.
Normal day on the news spent talking about the weather or a mass shooting. There are some days where the job of a news reporter gets a little bit more interactive, like in the event of a hurricane. Apparently during a hurricane, it isn't enough just to have a guy on TV repeatedly say, hey, we got a hurricane coming, evacuate to safety. No, for some reason, these motherfuckers send their news reporters directly in the line of danger. It makes no goddamn sense. The headline would be some shit like, 100 dead from hurricane, stay the fuck inside, and this the reporter on the TV. And from what I could find, I don't even think they get paid extra for this shit. So like, why? Why the hell would anyone put themselves through this? It sucks ass for both the reporter and the cameraman. Best case scenario, you almost died. Worst case scenario, you die. D. Picture this. You're 18 years old, you just graduated high school, and you love computers. So you decide to go to college and study computer science. And after just 4 years of grinding your computer science education, which 90%...
At that point, you might just play League for a living, not gonna lie. At that point, you might just stream League. Because that's just equally as nerdy. It's better with Bond while yapping, perfect.
was Indian YouTube tutorials, you have now graduated and are ready to become a software developer. But to your surprise, the hardest part about being a software developer isn't even the work itself. It's getting the goddamn job. Trying to get a job as a software dev for a big company like Google or Facebook is like trying to find a YouTuber who hasn't DM'd minors. It feels impossible. You gotta go through like 7 fucking rounds of interviews before you inevitably get rejected. And these interviews can span for months, which makes getting rejected, or at worst, ghosted after giving so much of your time and effort, 7 interviews.
Isn't that most jobs? Isn't that most jobs? Not gonna lie. I know somebody who sent like close to 1,000 job applications, and he got ignored. And then he asked a dude's some friend's dad for a job, and he just got it immediately. He could have just done that immediately. Getting a job nowadays is hard anywhere, cause they just look at this and like, no, like 0.1 second, no, like. They don't even look at these. Like, at this point, you might as well not even send anything in. You can literally just type in an email, can I get a job? And that's it. They don't care about your resume, because they don't really look at it.
Interviews in feel like a giant waste. You know, people always wonder why software developers are so socially inept, but dude, if you spent months of your life dedicated to coding interview after coding interview after coding interview, I guarantee you wouldn't be able to answer a simple question like, tell me about yourself, because there's nothing left in you at that point. But once you actually get the job, it's like the exact opposite. You're not sweating your ass off coding a cure for cancer in under 10 minutes. More than likely, you'll be writing code and working on projects at a more relaxed pace while balancing a bunch of meetings on.
I mean, at one point, you literally just will be writing, like, actually, that might also partially be over, because, and that's a simple reason, um AI is gonna take that over eventually. And then it is what it is. Like, you won't be able to do anything anymore. Like, once AI takes this over, like, it's done. It's done. Like, those jobs will be done eventually. So you won't be able to do anything anyways anymore.
On top of it. Obviously, some days could be a bit more stressful than others, especially the more experienced you are in the field. That's just any job, really. But to compare that with what you have to go through to get the job is night and day. The pay is great, the environment is extremely chill, and in about 6 months, you can expect to get laid off, but this is an A tier. Unless you have connections in the industry, becoming successful as an actor is very tough. A lot of it boils down to luck, because you could spend 20 years plus doing acting gigs and never break through. But at the same time, like gambling,
That reminded me. I watched a few Bollywood TV shows like back then, right? And some of these shows, like these like dramatic moments, oh my god. It's just so terrible.
it could take just one opportunity to change your life forever. Like the bitch from the Progressive ads. She's been doing this shit for like a decade and makes $1 million every year. I know she definitely didn't expect this to go on for as long as it has, especially when she got the job, yet here she is. But yeah, most actors are broke, so give up. Retail and fast food kind of feel like two cheeks of the same ass. Still underpaid, same shitty customers, but just a little less stressful. I will say that.
Yeah, I know a lot of stories from retail. A lot of stories. So many. I know so many shitty stories from retail. Oh no. No, don't pick this. Honestly, I know more horror stories from retail than I do from fast food. And I can say fast food over retail. Fast food over retail. Please.
The nice thing about retail is that you're not constantly being pressured to deliver something to a customer like you would be working in food service. But even though that's the case, retail somehow ends up attracting the biggest NPCs on the planet that I honestly don't know how half of these people even function on a daily basis. It's like the second people walk through those sliding doors, their brain instantly turns into mush. For example, literally the second you walk into a grocery store, you will see a big ass dairy sign all the way in the back, sometimes even with a goddamn milk PNG slapped on it, telling you exactly where to find the milk. Yet somehow, these motherfuckers will be mindlessly roaming around searching for the fucking One Piece until eventually asking you, the employee, where it happens to be. And this doesn't just happen in the dairy aisle, it happens in every fucking department. But in the same way that retail
For real, like NPC side questing. Sometimes I see people run around in a like some customers walking around and it's like, what are you, an Oblivion NPC? Like, what are you doing? Side questing? They just walk around aimlessly. They have no goal in mind. You look at their face, and there's just nothing showing. There's just a blank face. They are side questing.
has brain-dead customers, they're also the entitled ones. These are the Karens that consistently shop at the store, bitch about the price, and then expect a discount for their loyalty. But when the cashier, who's only worked there for 2 weeks, doesn't have the authority to do that, it's typical for the Karens to start arguing and threatening things like, I'm never shopping here again, or you just lost yourself
Where's the manager?
a loyal customer. Retail is also a lot slower than fast food, which makes the job so goddamn boring. At least in fast food, the intense pace keeps your depressive thoughts about the job at bay. But when you work in retail, where the time goes very, very slowly, the voices only get louder, dude. Which is really bad, and doesn't help when right around November 1st, Mariah Carey begins her annual piercing of the eardrums for every fucking retail employee nationwide. D!
From the screen to the ring.
Shit sucks.
YouTuber! No, not F tier! I'm right here. I cannot be F tier.
Man.
My life is like a video game.
As a career, being a Twitch streamer could be really nice in terms of money and the amount of work you do, but that's only if
That is if you become successful. If you don't put Twitch streamer into the same category as YouTuber, it's actually over. Because on YouTube you make more money than on Twitch. So that makes no sense. And you grow faster.
you're one of the top streamers. It's really difficult to get a following as a small streamer on Twitch because the platform is dominated by the people with the most viewers and streaming hours. And in order to compete with that, you need to grind. Strictly from a health perspective, the grind of a full-time Twitch streamer has got.
Even if you grind, that doesn't help you. I see people stream 8 hours a day. They have like 5 viewers. That doesn't work.
to reduce your life expectancy by at least 25 years, because devouring fucking Grubhub on the daily and never leaving your house or your gaming chair is so unbelievably bad for you and linked to so many goddamn health problems. On top of that, Twitch is also a very volatile platform. You can easily get banned and lose your entire livelihood by tomorrow. Twitch will literally drop the ban hammer on people for the dumbest shit, yet for some reason
They will not only drop the ban hammer for things that happen on Twitch, they will ban you for things that happened off Twitch. Like, they literally banned a VTuber for her model before she even streamed. You gotta realize this. These fuckers went on Twitter looking for that VTuber and saw it and were like, yep, we're gonna annihilate you before you even stream. Twitch is not a safe place. Also, you have Hassan here. Oh no. You managed to avoid getting banned for breathing. The hips, chat, the hips. We have Hassan. We have Hassan's dick guzzling trash can here, over here. Ludwig, perfect.
top streamers and like a bunch of OnlyFans girls are immune from it. You are not competing on an equal playing field. You know what? Just to visualize this, let's play a little game. I'm gonna give you 3 choices, and you tell me which one out of the 3 got a permanent ban on Twitch. A, nudity. B, getting fucked on stream. C, endorsing terrorism.
The answer is none?
Answer is none of them.
Accurate. Yeah, I think the chick that got her back blown out on stream had like a 3-day ban. It was nothing. Like, she was just annihilated for 3 days. That was it. That was it. There's also another dude who got you know, his wiener blown. And you could see that something was going on under that table, by the way. Nothing happened to homie. Nothing. Nothing. They don't care.
Thanks to the lovely moderators they have on Twitch. And dude, some of these streamers are
like, you're literally safe as long as you aren't a man, white, straight. Like, you're literally safe. Like, you're literally safe. Like, as long as you aren't any 3 of these, like, as long as you aren't this combination, you're literally safe on that platform. Like, nothing will happen to you. Okay, VTuber. VTuber. If you aren't a white, straight man or a VTuber, you are literally safe on that platform. Like, they will not do anything to you. Because, you know, the Twitch CEO, has very specific needs. He can't deal with this anime shit. He needs his, female Twitch streamers to you know, to coom. How do you do that? I have no idea.
Repeat offenders, yet there are no fucking consequences. But hey, don't say the word simp. That's a no-no there, buddy. C.
That should go below Z. That should go below F. That needs an extra category at this point, because you make no money on Twitch. 0. None.
Now look, I'm not here to disparage anyone serving the military. It's one of the most honorable things to do, and I respect their sacrifice to the country wholeheartedly. But being a soldier in the army, let alone during an active war, doesn't seem worth it to me at all. For starters, they don't pay very well. So the way military pay works is you have base pay, which is guaranteed, and I'm gonna be honest, base pay is kinda shit, and stays shit for a very long time, increasing gradually based on your rank and years of service. Not to be selfish, but if I end up having to put my life on the line, I'm not doing it for minimum wage, bro. But in addition to that, there are a bunch—
Yeah, I think if you go into the military, 100% you should be getting paid a lot more. A lot more. Incredibly well, in fact, because you're putting your life on the line. You're putting your life on the line, so it should be paid a lot. Hi, Austin. How are you doing? Hope you're doing good. Military, a solid D. Respectable, but it's so dangerous. Yep.
bunch of other non-guaranteed add-ons to the paycheck depending on your circumstance. Like, say if wherever they have you stationed doesn't have you living in the military trenches, you'll be provided with additional money to pay for your rent and food, which I think is really nice. And you also get a fuck ton of benefits as well. I honestly feel like it's the military's PR that pisses me off more than anything, not even the job itself, because they spend so much money on these annoying fucking recruiters to show up everywhere. I've gotten like hundreds of army recruitment texts when I was a student, and I can't tell you how many times they would pop in.
The PR is also sometimes just shitty. I mean, some of these ads are literally just like, oh, like some of these ads, let's face it, a lot of women don't go into the military. Why are your ads catering to women? Like, what are you doing? And they threw that away because those ads don't work. Like, people don't like those ads, which is why you have actual, like, military ads now. Again, in the United States, for example. And here we have started to do that too, because, you know, we need that cannon fodder eventually.
Into my school trying to groom the 1.2 GPA motherfucker into enlisting. They would straight up say shit like, you can get this amount of money or buy this new car. Just the lowest hanging fruit. If you really need to get people in the army, go after the people that make
What the fuck?
little Dark Age World War II edits on TikTok. Leave me the fuck alone. But yeah, besides that, military is a B. So yeah, that's the list. Obviously, there are a lot more jobs I could talk about than the ones I listed here, but then the video would be too damn long. But on that note, what is your dream job? Leave a comment. I'm curious to know what all of you aspire to be in the future. Maybe one day you'll be putting the fries in
The back. Teacher, obviously. Though, peak would be full-time VTuber. That would be the absolute peak. But we'll see if that happens. That was a fun list. I don't agree with the streamer tier, where the streamer belongs, because that, like, Twitch, that probably deserves to go way under, as it stands right now, at least, with Twitch being Twitch. But yeah, I agree with most of them. I would say most of them are kind of doo-doo. Though, then again, I think retail would be on the same level as fast food. But yeah, it is what it is. Like, comment, and subscribe.